Yo, what's going down, man? It's your boy Cheddar Dog, and we're holding it down in CheddarVerse. Let me go ahead and just say this right now. I've been like y'all. I've been watching on the news about Spider-Man, the Marvel and Sony deal going down. I had some personal opinions about that shit too. I like, just like the rest of y'all, I'm kind of a little butthurt about that too. But hey, it happens. I'm gonna just kind of summarize what's been going down, so that way, the people that don't really know about it can at least, get an idea as to what was happening. Spider-Man entered the MCU. We already know all that. They had the movies. Well, Far From Home reached over $1 billion. They made a lot of money. Disney was like, hey, we gotta talk. And Sony was like, okay, let's talk. Well, Disney was like, they make good money. All their movies make it. Lion King, Aladdin, like the Endgame, the whole nine. For this whole year, they've already pushed multiple movies over the billion mark, right? And they said, hey, we need to go like 50-50. Well, Sony wasn't having it, right? I'm on the side with Sony. I have to agree with Sony on this one. Now, I think it's both of them. In parts, they're both wrong, but I think technically Sony is the good guy. That's my personal opinion. That's what I feel. Some people don't feel that way. Some people are boycotting. I hear like with boycotting with the PlayStation and Sony and the movies, and if Spider-Man was whatever, they're gonna boycott that. Basically, they said, hey, we gotta go 50-50. Well, Sony's not gonna have that, right? Sony stood their ground. It was like, hey, we can't be doing all that. This led to a split. Sony said, that's our property. Spider-Man is our guy. That's ours. This is not part of the agreement. So they said, we're taking our guy back, right? So now the Tom Holland films are, at least right now, kind of just, it's an iffy bridge right now, and everybody's kind of just trying to figure out what's going to happen. I personally think something like 30-70 would be fine, because that's like, you can't jump from 5% and try to jump up to 50%. That's 45%. You can't be doing all that. You can't just be trying to bully somebody's money out. You know what I mean? This is Sony's property. This is what they, and of course, Disney has the rights to the merchandising, and they get the money from that. And that's great, because they make a lot of money. Spider-Man toys, things like that, that makes a whole lot of money, you guys. Things fell off, things been rocky, and that's kind of where we're at right now. And we don't really know. Well, apparently, we have some new reports that came out today. Especially coming close to D23, which is Disney's thing where they show like what movies are coming out. There are a lot of Avengers stuff with the Marvel and the universe and the cinematic universe and what they're coming out with. So I wanted to talk about that. And this is all pretty good news. This is all pretty cool stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and show this real quick. Hold on. Give me a second. So it looks like here, this is coming from Cosmic Book News. Apparently there's a new Spider-Man deal that's rumored. Now this is a rumor. This is kind of like, this is, this he said, she said, whatever. Well, we don't really know if this is going to be the case, if this is anything good, but this is good news for us Spider-Man fans, people that love the Tom Holland films. This is a new deal. Apparently, Spider-Man deal rumored to include 7 movies with Avengers and more. So, I was scrolling down. It says, it has been rumored that Disney has offered Sony another deal over keeping Spider-Man in the MCU. The info comes from TVO, from the Lords of the Long Box YouTube channel, and his insider source, who has connections to Disney's Marvel. The new Spider-Man deal possibly underway with Disney, Marvel, and Sony, according to the new deals. So this is where it gets kind of, this gets pretty cool. This is actually pretty good news. It says a 6-picture deal with Tom Holland with an option of a 7th. There are 3 more Spider-Man films after Spider-Man 3, which will be a new trilogy. The second trilogy will focus on Peter Parker's college years, including plans for Peter Parker to meet up and team with Firestar and Iceman of the X-Men, which is great because that just kind of shows that they are now going to try to integrate X-Men into the MCU, which is a long time. Anybody that's been fans have been waiting for X-Men to be done right, based in part on the old Spider-Man and Friends cartoon. Dude, that is freaking dope, dude. I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows those Spider-Man and Amazing Friends, but that's pretty good news. That's pretty fucking cool. Then it says the other 3 movies are 2 Avenger films in which Spider-Man will have a larger role, friends with Johnny Storm, the Human Torch from Fantastic Four. So we already know that Fantastic Four is coming into the MCU. And it says Marvel Studios will helm and co-finance all Spider-Man related movies for 30% of full profits, which is great, because this is what I thought where they came a little greedy. This is where I felt that Disney was kind of the bad guys on this, in this part, was because Disney previously wanted 50%, right? And Sony said, hell no, we can't do that, dog. Like, which led to talks and then the falling apart, which is what the old news for the last few days have been. But now they're doing 70-30, which I believe is fair, because Far From Home reached over $1 billion. Of course they're gonna want, you know, some of that money, and of course they're gonna, you know, 50-50, that's a little too much, dude. Like, you gotta think realistically here. And I get it's all about money, I get that, and you know, everybody wants their fair share, but of course that fair share has to be reasonable. And being that it's 30-70, I feel like that's a lot better. That's my personal thing. Now it says Sony will distribute, but Disney will acquire exclusive digital and online rights for Disney Plus and affiliated TV networks, which is a good deal. I mean, I can see why Disney would want that. And then Marvel Studios will helm and co-finance Spider-Verse live-action spin-offs under the same terms. This is where it gets kind of crazy, because now Venom, they want to relocate him into the MCU. Now he's gonna be fighting with, you know, Venom, fighting, you know, now we got all these characters and villains, and this is where it gets interesting, because Venom does have a pretty big role in Marvel and in the comics, and that would be great to see. So Marvel, now they're into this. So Sony and Marvel now are into this. Like, now they're in talks, and this is a great rumor. I really hope it does go through. And it says Sony will be given permission for TV live-action programs based on Spider-Verse properties. Sony only has film rights to Spider-Man, but needs permission from Disney for TV rights. Disney wants the deal to be done before Saturday's Marvel panel at D23 Expo. Additional details. Now, it said that Tom Holland wants to stay with the MCU. Of course, he wants to stay. Of course he wants to stay. Why wouldn't you want to stay, dude? That's big dollars right there. That's a lot of money. You want to be part of the MCU. The MCU is way too huge, and it's going to be huge for the next like decade. For another 10 years, I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty big. Now, it's not going to be as big as it was because of the fact that all of that build up all those years. Of course, everybody's getting a little bit of the comic book fatigue. At least I think so. And you know, some of the movies I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch them because I got to watch them, but you know, me personally, I'm not like the Internals and all that. I'm not really like, it's not that big a deal. You know, it is to some. This is really good news, man. I mean, if this really does fall through and this really does go this way, of course with D23 coming up, of course they want to fix some bad blood. But I mean, a 6-picture deal. We're getting 6 Spider-Man movies, options for the 7th. Of course, with the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends cartoons teaming up with like Iceman and Firestar, Johnny Storm and all them, you know, the Human Torch from Fantastic Four. All of that is great news. X-Men coming in. We already know X-Men's coming. We just don't know when. But all of that is great news. So hopefully they figure it out, man. We can't do another reboot. We just can't. It would just, oh man, that would just hurt so bad. Because you're just like, dude, you got to start over again, from Sam Raimi's to Andrew Garfield's to Tom Holland, and then now like a 4th. And of course they're gonna redo and they're gonna change cast, you know. So we'd rather avoid that. Let's just avoid all of that in general. Hopefully they don't get too greedy. Hopefully it all works out and in the end we all get it. So yeah, tell me what you think, man. I want to hear some of your guys's like you know, what you guys feel. Do you guys feel Sony's wrong? Do you guys feel Marvel's wrong? Do you guys feel like they're both wrong? I mean, me personally, I feel like Sony's the good guys in this scenario. But of course, you know, them being like, hey, you can't, you know, have my lunch. It's like you defend yourself. That's fine. But to be like to screw MCU out of it and Disney out of it, out of the Disney out of the whole equation, That's just wrong. That shouldn't be done. So hopefully they talk it out like some grown adults. We end up getting a continuation. We start building that MCU because, like I said, we all are waiting for it. We all want it. Yeah, and I just really want to know your guys' opinions on that, because and leave some comments down on the below, because I really do want to talk about it. I really do. I do love talking about this stuff. So hopefully all this rumor is no more than a rumor, and it actually ends up coming to fruition, because, you know, that's good. That's good news. I'm down with Spider-Man and Amazing Friends cartoon. Let's get it. Anyways, man, this is your boy Cheddar, dog. I just wanted to talk about this because I wanted to get my input in there, because I feel the same way. But anyways, man, leave your comments, leave your likes. Go ahead, man. If you like what you're seeing, man, please subscribe, because I got more videos coming your way. Let's get it, man. This is your boy Cheddar, dog, and we out.